Greetings, CSI agents. Today you will be learning about blood patterns and how to identify them. Blood patterns are generally classified into two categories. The first are spatter patterns, which are made when blood flies through the air and hits a surface. Take a closer look. Now the second patterns are called non-spatter, which means they are made without blood flying through the air. Instead, the pattern is made by other forces, objects, or transfers. Take a look. In this investigation, you will look at a set of blood-stained cards. These are real pictures of actual blood and different patterns they make when they hit a surface or when they are disturbed by other forces, objects, or are transferred from one place to another. Take this time to carefully look at each card. Look at the shape of the blood and think to yourself, how could these patterns have been possibly made? For instance, look at these three stains. Doesn't that look familiar? I think you may know what that looks like. Look closely at this stain. Does this look like it's one droplet or several dropped on top of one another? Now, with the help of your fellow agents and your instructors, I want you to separate all of these cards into two groups. Those that are spatter patterns and those that are non-spatter patterns. Excellent job, agents! Now check with your fellow agents and instructors to make certain you separated all the cards correctly. Your group of blood spatter pattern cards should include all of the cards seen here. Now for the group of non-blood spatter pattern cards. Did you get all of them? When investigating blood patterns, it's important to find out where the blood came from. To do this, we look at individual blood droplets. We also have to use a little bit of math, but don't worry, your instructors can help with that. Individual blood droplets can tell a story. Take a look at this one, and take a look at the right side of the droplet. See the tail shape? This happens when blood flies at an angle instead of straight up and down. The tail tells you which direction the blood was traveling, and in this case, it was traveling from left to right. The first step to calculating the angle that the blood droplet is traveling is to measure the width and length of the droplet. Let us show you how to do that. Here we are going to practice measuring a blood droplet. Take a ruler and with a pen draw a line down the length of the blood droplet. Now do the same thing with the width. Take the ruler and measure the length of the droplet. Now record it. Now measure the width of the droplet. Record that too. Grab a scientific calculator or your phone and divide the width by the length. Then take that number and multiply it by the inverse sine function. You have now determined the angle at which your blood droplet traveled. Our last investigation is to find out where the blood came from. Imagine we have a victim that was struck with an object which caused blood to travel to a surface, creating a blood spatter pattern. Through this technique, we can determine the height of the impact to the victim. And to do this, we're going to be using a vinyl cling that has several blood spatter patterns printed on it. Identify 3 separate blood droplets and circle them. These will help determine the point of origin between the 3 points. Study your blood droplets carefully. Remember your last investigation where you calculated the angle of a blood droplet? You would do the same for the 3 droplets you circled. You will now draw a line through each blood droplet until they all intersect close to a single point. Choose one blood droplet and measure the distance between it and the point of origin where your other lines closely meet. Then, with the help of your instructors, use the tan function to calculate the height of impact. You can use the other 2 droplets to determine their heights and take the average of all 3 to give a better estimation of the height where the object struck the victim. Congratulations, CSI agents! You're doing a terrific job.